Thank you for joining me, everyone, today in this release of Bollinger Bad Madness Expert Advisor. Today I'm going to show you how this expert works and explain some of the potential returns that you can get with this expert advisor. Obviously, as you can see here, we did test this from January 2018 to February 2025. In 7 years, it made $3,888 using all of these symbols here, right? As you'll see, though, I will not recommend you trade with all these symbols at the same time because of the drawdown over here on the right here. If you ever get a wild market going against you, you will blow your account out if you use all these symbols during hectic, crazy trading times. This is not going to happen all the time, but it will happen during a major movement in the market, and it will work against you. But to be real here, I will explain that yes, if you were to divide all this up, you'd make 50% a year, $554 a year based on a $1,000 start balance if you were to combine all of these. This would obviously be during years where you wouldn't have major market moves that work against you. These peak drawdowns don't happen very often, but when they do, and if they happen at the same time, that's where the danger is. So we're going to try to explain to everyone that what I do is I pick some of the lowest drawdown symbols, some of them that are like under 10% drawdown on each of our systems, and then I mix them in, as you can see here on a on our live trading account. We're trading love pips. We just picked a few symbols there for love pips. Then we used tricks. We have a couple symbols there of the lowest drawdown symbols, and then we're using mean reversion monster. We just added with Midnight Blitz a couple days ago. It's a very low, doesn't trade very often, but there's not a lot of heavy drawdowns with that expert. And then we have another. We added that $300 to our account because we're going to start adding in a few symbols on Bollinger SR Madness here today, and then you'll see that updated on our My FX Book page today. We just got verified today, so we will be having our MyFX Book account public today. It's live in public right now, actually. Let's go back to this. I want to show you how this expert works in just a minute here. This is using the Bollinger Band Deviation 1.0. That is, like I said, return to 50% a year if you used all these symbols here. Like I said, I'm not going to recommend that. What I'm going to try to do here is explain realistically how you could make 50% per year trading Forex. That's a realistic number. That's a lot easier to attain than getting 100% and 200 and 300% per year. You can do it, but you're going to risk a lot. You'll probably see me make more than 50% a year because I usually use a little bit more risk in my trading. So but like I said, I want to be real with everyone. I don't want to blow smoke up everyone's ass and say go ahead and trade all of these symbols at one time and blow your account out as soon as you get up into some heavy market moves. And these other symbols here that can reach a 30% drawdown, just 3 of those will blow your account out pretty much. 3 to 4 of those symbols could just knock you right out. So if you stick to the lower drawdown symbols, use them on each system that have the lowest drawdown, you'll be a lot safer in the long run. And then add some funds to your account as you grow. Here is the Bollinger Band Deviation 1.5. As you can see, we had a 60% per year potential profit over 7 years if you were to use all these symbols here as well. There are a few that are under 8%. Those are the ones I'm going to be looking at to trade with on my live account, and then add that to many other expert advisors so that we have a diversified expert advisor portfolio to trade with different trading systems, different entries. And a lot of our experts don't trade very often. So what you don't want is to have all of your experts trading frequently and opening up simultaneously at one time and throwing your equity out of whack and blowing your account out. So you don't want to do that either. So you got to make sure that you're picking systems that don't trade frequently. So let me take a look here and show you how this expert trades. It's a very, it doesn't trade frequently. It actually, if you look at our settings here, We are opening with a support resistance of basically an SR 20 period. What that means is it looks at, we're using the 4-hour time frame. It looks at the past 20 bars that are 4-hour bars, and it looks for the high or the low. It also looks to trade, basically when it crosses the Bollinger Band. For instance, let me explain. It's a little complex. As the price goes over simultaneously the lower Bollinger Band, right? This one is actually deviation 1.0. The lower deviation 1.0, and that's on a 100 period Bollinger Band moving average. I know that's not traditional. I don't do things traditional because the market is just, as you could see, as I back test and test and test and test, you'll see that I use very unconventional ways to trade. And matter of fact, this is also basically a mean reversion system as well. As we are going to trade, we're going to open a buy trade when we go through the lower Bollinger Band simultaneously over the 20 bar SR line here, the red line, right? And it's going to open up that trade. And if it goes over the top, it does the same thing. It'll open up a sell when the blue is right along with the deviation 1.0, and a price crosses that as well. Let's take a look a little bit and see how this trades. It's more or less like a scalper. Doesn't go for much. Goes for like 10 pips and starts trailing right here. So trail start 10 pips, trails 10. Let's take a look here and see how it moves. As you can see, it opened up the sell trade here. It will open up recovery trades when the signal happens again. So that means it's not going to continue to open up multiple trades and put you in heavy danger quickly. It's going to open up only on a particular signal. So for now, if this moves against us, it's going to wait until it has the exact same trade signal to open up another recovery trade and average out and close in profit. Let's see how this works. As you can see, it's a very high probability system. It rarely needs to recover, right? It doesn't trade frequently, so you won't get into having to open up recovery trades very often because it will open and close in profit nearly every time. All right, so just watch it for a couple minutes here, and then we'll call it the day. Here we might need a recovery trade here. Now here's an example of a potential need for a recovery trade. As you can see, I'm using a 0.01 lot size on this account, so it doesn't really have heavy drawdown. $24 really isn't much on a $1,000 account, so you won't send you into any panic. And then, as you could see, it could go for a while. That's the only drawback on any type of expert advisor trading system that doesn't trade frequently. Sometimes it will take a while for it to recover, but you'll be less likely to blow your account out. So here we opened up another recovery trade here, our first recovery trade here. This is basically betting on the fact that we've been going up for a while now, for quite a while. For almost a month we went up, and now it's time. Okay, is it going to come back in our favor and recover? I already know the answer to that question, but let's take a look and watch and see how long it takes for it to recover. In this situation here, as you could see too here, the market did get a little weak here as it crossed back over this way and then came back up, and so it's kind of an arranging flat mode now, and it is coming back in our favor now, and so it's getting ready to recover. As you can see, this recovery trade here is in profit. This one's still in loss, but once we reach about here, it's probably going to close out in profit. And as we could see here, it did exactly that. It closed out in profit there. And then as we go, it keeps trading after that. And if you're trading a few different symbols, as this one here was in recovery mode, the other ones are probably opening and closing very quickly in profit. We also had another move right here, right after that, that went against us very quickly and then came back also very quickly here. Opened up another recovery trade here, comes back down, and closes in profit. So you see how wild Forex trading is. It's this market, been watching this market for a very long time. It's all about tricking you. The banks and the institutions, all about, working against you, the small trader. And the tools that we have here, back testing, from what I have seen, working contrarian strategies seem to work much better than logical systems. Logical systems I've tried them over and over and over and over again. Very, very difficult, especially with an expert advisor, to use a logical system and actually come out ahead. Very difficult. But if you use an illogical system, working sort of like the way the banks trade, very illogically, you would see them, they would open up a whole bunch of trades and one spike up in one direction, fool everybody thinking that's a breakout, and then they would work against you and open up against you after they knocked out all of your stop losses. They would work against you and start opening up in the opposite direction. They may do that 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and then eventually after they've just confused everybody, then start trading in a trending direction. And at that time, you're about ready to give up, pull your hair out of your head, and throw the towel in at that point. So this is Bollinger Band Madness. Hope you like it, everyone. Join our Patreon page to have access to this incredible expert advisor, along with 9 others at this time on March 17th, 2025. Now, we are going to continue to add more and more expert advisors each month, so keep an eye out for it. And if you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe and hit that like button. Thank you for joining us, everyone.